Dedication to duty, determination, and heroism. Those are the characteristics that defined United States Army Air Force fighter pilots of the Second World War. Facing tremendous challenges, these young men took to the sky in a quest to secure air superiority, empower forces on the ground with close air support, and interdict the flow of enemy men and material. Austere Great Depression-era budgets placed tremendous constraints on the capability and capacity of the Army Air Force's fighter force. While British and German airmen were clashing over the skies of the United Kingdom in Spitfires and ME-109s, U.S. airmen were making do with a handful of obsolete fighters, onerous training restrictions, and a limited pool of personnel. This all changed on the morning of December 7, 1941, as the Army Air Force fighter pilots took to the sky in a heroic attempt to fight off the Japanese strike force. From the ashes of this initial defeat, Army Air Force leaders rapidly stood up an array of new squadrons and manned them with airmen fresh from flight school. Companies like Lockheed, North American, Republic, Bell, and Curtiss surged production on their existing fighter designs, while concurrently racing to design more capable models. Airmen first thrust into combat had to make do with a dearth of everything: replacement personnel, maintenance support, modern airframes, and basic supplies. The only thing in abundant supply was the odds against them, as this first wave of airmen faced off against battle-hardened enemy pilots strapped into their superior aircraft. However, whether flying from airfields in England, the Solomon Islands, China, or North Africa, fighter pilots of the Army Air Force persevered. As the war evolved, so did the mission of fighter aviation. Escort tactics kept bombers alive over the flak and fighter-filled skies of Europe. Close air support doctrine was battle-tested in North Africa. A continual air defense campaign was waged over China. The interdiction mission was honed in Italy. The massive D-Day invasion force successfully captured a foothold at Normandy thanks to the virtues afforded by air superiority. By the end of 1944, fighter pilots of the Army Air Force stood unmatched in their capability and capacity. Aircraft like the P-51, P-47, P-38, and P-61 revolutionized their ability to gain control of the sky and net key effects on the ground. The incredible supply of new airmen and fresh aircraft kept the pressure up on the Axis forces. Maintenance, logistics, and associated support personnel worked day and night amidst incredibly difficult conditions to ensure the fighter force was ready to take to the sky each and every day of the war. We owe the men who flew these planes into combat against heavy odds our most sincere gratitude. Their efforts truly helped turn the tide in a war where everything was on the line. Through their dedication and sacrifice, freedom triumphed.